We know it's coming, and it will be big. The big one. But are you ready? Find out how to survive and stay safe with the special Home Wizards, all about earthquakes and your safety. Here's Cindy Dole.
Hi there, good afternoon. This is a show that is all about improving your home and your life, Home Wizards, and naturally that includes being safe, especially here living in earthquake country. And when is the last time that you actually thought about an earthquake? I was talking to a friend the other day, and she thinks that she can just tell by the weather. Oh, come on, is that really true? Have you been preparing for an earthquake? Are there days when you look outside and wonder, I think I just have this gut feeling that today I'm going to get in my car and I better be safe. I better have all my supplies on hand. Or do you go through the days just thinking, yeah, we live in earthquake country. Come on, what can we do? There's no sense worrying. We're just going to ride it out, right? Well, this upcoming Thursday, all right, is a very special day that's going to test us all here in California, and actually beyond California, on what you would really do at the exact precise time. It's called the state's Great Shakeout Drill. And so today, I thought we would devote the next 2 hours getting ready now for what's coming. We got seismologists, we have emergency preparedness experts, state, local, fire officials, the gas company, child safety folks, everybody that you need, the smartest and the brightest, all here with us to really get you going. A real collaboration of science and safety so that we will be smart and we will be safe when the next one comes. Now, you probably have heard this statistic, and it's kind of scary when you think about it, that there is a 99% chance a major earthquake of 6.7 like a Northridge quake or even bigger is going to happen in the next 30 years. And how's this on the flip side, that there's a 1% chance of about that size quake not happening in that time frame. That's kind of scary, huh? Well, do you know where to go in your home when the shaking happens? You've heard about all that stuff before, but do you practice it? And how would you survive after it hits for many days, maybe even longer? Where would you survive? What would you do? How safe and prepared is your home? All those things. Do you have the supplies? We're going to cover all that coming up in the next hour, because now in the next 2 hours is the time to really get prepared. And by the way, as you're driving around, let's say you're heading on some errands or you're at home working on some projects and you're listening to this and you hear something and you want to hear it again, you can go back to the website at cindydole.com. cindydole.com. You just click on the on-air section and it's your chance to have it all again and get all the information that you need, okay? So by the way, this special is brought to you by our friends at the California Earthquake Authority. You can learn how earthquake insurance can give you peace of mind and strength to rebuild. For details, go to earthquakeauthority.com today. So let's get started with our very first guest, whose job is to basically watch what's going on, not just in Southern California, but in Northern California, up and down and everywhere in between, because he sees these movies on Hollywood.
Hello?
Kate, stop what you're doing.
Jackson?
Listen to me. I've rented a plane. Pack up the kids. I'm going to be there in 5 minutes.
What are you talking about?
Kate, California is going down.
God, you sound like a crazy person. The governor just said we're fine now.
The guy's an actor. He's reading a script. When they tell you not to panic, that's when you run.
Okay, could you call me back when you calm down?
Okay, all right. Well, that, of course, is the clip from the movie 2012, Hollywood's recent take on earthquakes. And Dr. John Parrish, who is our state geologist, his job to consult the governor, that actor, of course, and all that he knows about the state's activity. You see it in the movies, Dr. Parrish. What goes through your head when you see things like that?
Well, good afternoon, Cindy. It's a pleasure to be with you.
It's awesome having you. I mean, you're the big guy.
Well, I don't know how big that is.
It's big. You're the head geologist.
Well, I think that and $2 will get you a cup of coffee.
Okay.
Somewhere. We look at those movies with amusement. They're certainly dramatic. Some of them, of course, are based on exaggerations of possibilities, but they do contain some elements of truth, and people in Southern California and throughout California should be prepared for a major earthquake sometime.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever get nervous when you're just getting ready to go to bed at night, thinking, okay, do we do everything right? Are we ready if it happens in the middle of the night?
Well, I know the California Geological Survey and the U.S. Geological Survey and most of the emergency responding agencies are well prepared to respond to an emergency earthquake when it occurs. So I'm not too worried about that. What we are worried about is whether we're going to actually take care of everybody and come through with less damage than we hoped.
So as the state geologist, I mean, you're to give advice to the governor, state agencies, all the technical info to everyone who kind of really works as a team, right? Are there some new great tools that you have that are being factored in the whole process to make sure that we are on the cutting edge of being safe and knowing what to do?
Well, California operates in conjunction with the USGS and Caltech and Berkeley. We operate the largest seismic network probably in the Western Hemisphere here in California. So we are continually monitoring the health of California's seismic activity. And a lot of the information that we gather, which is called strong motion data, is actually given to the structural engineers who design buildings and put those findings into California's building codes. So we're actually increasing the modernness of our building codes and the strength of our building codes every year. And California has the most earthquake-resilient buildings probably as anywhere in the world.
Mm-hmm. But isn't it true that it's buildings are made to withstand earthquakes, but, you know, there's still going to be some buildings that collapse, right, when we do have that big one?
Oh, yes, there's going to be tens of thousands of buildings that collapse. The building codes, if you reside in a house or a building, commercial building, built after the mid-1970s, you will likely be in fairly good shape. If you're in a structure that was built before then, and there are tens of thousands of those, you could suffer some quite serious structural damage, and in fact, you might not want to be in that type of a building during a major quake.
Oh, really? But yet we're told to stay where we are and just drop cover and hold on.
Yes, that's the best thing if you start feeling an earthquake, is to get under something like a table or a desk and hold on and wait till the shaking stops. That's because it's not likely that the ceiling's going to fall in on you, but it is likely that things on bookshelves and television sets could be thrown around the room, and you want to be under something to protect yourself.
Mm-hmm. So are we really overdue for this monster quake? I mean, we keep hearing things. There's been a lot of stuff in the news even as recently as this week that, an earthquake from like Northern California to the Salton Sea could possibly happen?
Well, there's absolutely no way that we can predict when the next earthquake will occur, and being overdue or not is sort of language that it's convenient to use. We plot the recurrence, the frequency of large earthquakes along faults, and sometimes when we don't have an earthquake that comes right in on that repeatable cycle, we say we're overdue, but we really don't know whether we're overdue or not. We are quite certain, however, that we will have another large earthquake, the big one, sometime in California.
Sometime in California? But in the next 30 years, right?
Well, the forecasting that we have says that there is a 99% chance that we'll have something larger than a magnitude 6.7 in the next 30 years in California.
That would be pretty big, wouldn't it?
Yes, and there's about almost a 60% chance that you folks in Southern California will have a large quake on the San Andreas Fault in that same period of time. All
right. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more with you, Dr. Parrish, and also be joined by our friend Dr. Lucy Jones at Caltech about what this big one might look like and feel like, and what are some of the myths in terms of this whole earthquake stuff, because we are an earthquake country and we've got to be safe, and we're going to be smart because we have this big drill coming up just this Thursday, the Great Shakeout. So don't you go away. This is Home Wizards, a special Earthquake Safety Edition. I'm Cindy Dole. We're back in just a bit.